I'm tired of pretending like the old generation is some out-of-body experience, dude. Jose Aldo was terribly overrated. Anderson Silva was terribly overrated. BJ Penn was a fraud. Nick Diaz, don't even get me started on Nick Diaz. He's a bum as well. And people like GSP and those sorts were never that good. What's up, boys? We're back. I started off the video hot, but if you're still interested, if you're still watching, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 800 subscribers by the end of the year. And, well, obviously, you heard what I just said. I want to talk about the old generation of the UFC because you look at a lot of people's GOAT list, and there's people who are on this list who should not even be remotely close to this list. I'm going to start by talking about a certain person. I mentioned him earlier in the video, but we're actually going to go in depth about this. We're going to go in depth talking about it. The first person I have is Jose Aldo, dude. Jose Aldo, he's respected, and that's about all he is, because you look at Jose Aldo's resume, sure, the guy was good. The guy was really good. What was he, WEC champion? He was a great fighter. Until Conor McGregor, dude. Until Conor McGregor. How old was the dude when he got knocked out from Conor McGregor? 30? 31? People misinterpret Jose Aldo's career like this guy was washed when he got knocked out by Jose Aldo. And for some reason, ever since this guy lost to Conor McGregor 10 years ago, Jose Aldo's 38 now. Jose Aldo was not even 30 when he lost to Conor McGregor. I want to preface that because some people think that Jose Aldo was an old man when he lost to Conor McGregor. Jose Aldo was washed. And anything after Jose Aldo's getting knocked out by Conor McGregor, they completely just disregard. If Jose Aldo is your featherweight GOAT, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. And that's the best way to put it. Jose Aldo has lost to Max Holloway twice. He lost to Max Holloway twice, and he lost to Volkanovski. If you have someone who Jose Aldo lost to twice lower than him in the all-time featherweight rankings, that's just stupid. As well as Volk, dude. In fact, he actually dominated Volk for 3 rounds. A lot of people don't realize that, though. You look at Jose Aldo's win before that Conor McGregor fight as well. We have people like Jonathan Brookins, like Rolando Perez, like Mike Brown. Who are these people? You have never heard of these people, and I don't want a 45-year-old in the comment section to tell me, bro, Mark Brown was on another level back in 1998. Obviously, I'm joking. I know Jose Aldo's not old. But, I'd say the era between, 2003 to 2013, that 10-year period is some of the most overrated bums I have ever seen, dude. They're all old heads, and I'm sorry, I don't think it's fair to have some of these guys on your GOAT list. I'll talk about someone else, Anderson the Smarter Silva, and I want to talk about this guy. I've been wanting to talk about this guy for a while. I mean, if you look at my phone, one of the first videos on my channel, I talked about Jose Aldo. I called him overrated there. Sorry, not Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva. I talked about Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva was great. He's another one, very similar to Jose Aldo. He went on a massive winning streak, and then the guy lost to Chris Weidman. You could argue that loss was a fluke, but then this guy had 10 more fights in the UFC and won one of them. I'm just going to let you sit with that information just for a little bit. The second 2013 came around, this guy won one fight. From 2013 to 2020, he won one fight. And these fights were not to amazing competitors. They were to Jared Cannoniers. They were to your Uriah Halls. They were to your Michael Bispings. They were to your Nick Diaz's. Brother, if you can't beat these guys, well then don't consider yourself a GOAT. All right, don't consider yourself top 10 of all time, because some of the wins on Anderson Silva's win streak consist of Chris Leben, Travis Lutter, James Irvin. You do not know who these people are. Stop lying to me. Gosh dang it. You do not know who James the whatever Irvin is. Let's see. James Irvin, where are you? I don't even know where the guy's at. James Irvin. Let's see. This guy his record is 12-10. His nickname is the Sandman. So we have a knockoff Corey Sandhagen fighting Anderson Silva. It's hard because I want to call this guy the middleweight GOAT, and I also want to call Izzy the middleweight GOAT, but Izzy's resume is kind of overrated as well. But we're not talking about Izzy in today's video. I don't know if this guy even is the middleweight GOAT. Maybe we'll give him that status because of his 15-fight win streak. But other than that, we have people like BJ Penn. I don't know why all these guys just happen to be like look all the same. These guys all are Brazilian for some reason. But let's talk about BJ Penn, dude, because BJ Penn, he's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. These guys all have such similar careers, dude. They were on a massive winning streak, and then they just fall off. BJ Penn never was on a massive winning streak. But this guy, he had some good wins back in the day. But other than that, after this guy, after what, 2010, this guy could not get a win to save his life, dude. He lost to Frankie Edgar twice. He lost to John Fitch. He lost to Rory McDonald. He lost to Yair Rodriguez. He lost to Dennis Silver. He lost to Ryan Hall. He lost to Quay Guida. Stop pretending like BJ Penn is all time in your lightweight rankings, dude. He's not that good. He's not that good. Are you kidding me, dude? I'm so passionate about this because I don't think we should have these bums on the greatest of all time list. If BJ Penn is in your in your top 20 all time, you're an idiot. BJ Penn got knocked out by some white fat guy at a bar. He got knocked out cold. You cannot tell me that BJ Penn is top 20, 30 of all time. Tell me he's top 30 of all time. Maybe you can make an argument for top 50, but people like who? Prime Tony Ferguson beats him. Anthony Smith beats him. You know, anyone beats this guy, dude. Anyone beats this guy. Jalen Turner is destroying BJ Penn. Is that a hot take? I don't know if it is, but Jalen Turner would run around BJ Penn like he would be some doll. You know, that's something we'll say for a little later in this video. Let's talk about another fighter, Nick Diaz. We'll talk about the Diaz brothers as a whole. You know, Nate Diaz isn't really rated fairly. Nick Diaz, you know, a common hot take I hear about Nick Diaz is this guy could have been something great, bro. The UFC robbed this guy of a career. No, he couldn't. He's a standard brawler who knows nothing about grappling. He knows nothing. Don't get me started on the Diaz brothers, our jiu-jitsu specialists, bro. Diaz brothers, jiu-jitsu specialists. Shut up! Shut up! Gosh dang it, man. I'm so tired of people saying, like, this man was some different beast, dude. This man... This guy has wins over Thomas Denny, Machine Kobrev, Kataya Onoi. Who are they? Who are they, dude? This guy lost to any decent competitor he faced. Robbie Lawler he lost to. Anderson Silva he lost to. GSP he lost to. Carlos Condit he lost to. Any decent competitor this guy faced, he lost to. They're all overrated, man. I'm tired. All these guys are so overrated, and we need to stop pretending like they're not. Another guy we'll talk about. We'll throw GSP on this list. You know, I'm a GSP fan. I like GSP, but come on, dude. You gotta argue that this guy's resume is a little bit underrated. You know, he went on a massive winning streak, but this guy lost to Matt Serra. Should I go on? Matt Serra's record when he retired from the UFC was 11-7. 11-7 GSP. GSP got knocked out by this guy. GSP tapped on strikes to this guy. Are we serious, GSP? And I acknowledge everything he's done for the company. And you can say, oh, this guy was a double champ. He came back years later in 2015. He fought when he came back to be a double champ. He fought arguably one of the worst champions in history, Michael Bisping. That is a free win, dude. That is a free win. I'm sorry, dude. GSP is also pretty overrated. You know, maybe he's not as overrated as the other guy, because this guy does have some decent wins. Like that Johnny Hendricks win, when Johnny Hendricks was so roided up in that fight. Like that wins over Matt Hughes. Like the wins over Dan Hardy. They're decent wins, and I'm not going to say this guy was a complete fraud, because at the end of the day, he wasn't. But, man, I just needed to talk about this, because if you throw someone like Anthony Hernandez into this middleweight division, into this welterweight division, who's someone we can throw into the welterweight division that's a meme right now? Let me think. Ian Gary. You throw Ian Gary against prime GSP, Ian Gary is probably gonna beat him. You throw someone like Jamal Hill into that stacked Killer's Row light heavyweight division in 2005 with Tito Ortiz, with Chuck Liddell, with Vanderlei Silva. Jamal Hill is gonna be the champion. You throw someone like Yuri Prochazka. He's knocking out all of those guys cold. It is time that we stop having these guys so high up on our GOAT list. You know, it's okay to acknowledge what they've done for the sport. It's okay to acknowledge how they shifted the sport, how they helped the sport out. But they are not some of the greatest of all time. And that's a fact. In terms of the most talented fighters ever, you can't consider people like BJ Penn, Nick Diaz, GSP on this list, dude. At the end of the day, that's my opinion. And if you disagree or agree, let me know down below. Thank you much for watching. Octagon Outpost out.